Associate Professor Arnold Zhu had just begun an undergraduate degree in theoretical mechanics and mechanical engineering when his entire world was turned upside down. His dad suffered a heart attack at the age of 54. He still remembers the conversation he had with doctors about the link between his father's heart attack and fluid mechanics in the bloodstream.
And then they said, well, but we don't know why, this is associated with the clotting issues, causing your dad a heart attack. Maybe you can research this.
It was a challenge he couldn't turn down. So he switched his academic focus to what was then the still emerging field of biomedical engineering.
All this whole career transition decision was actually purely based on, I think this thing, I need to be motivated, to devote that to my family.
15 years later, Associate Professor Zhu now understands a great deal about the biomechanics and mechanobiology of the bloodstream.
Hello guys.
He's used this expertise to develop nanotools like this single-cell biomembrane force probe, which can physically manipulate platelets, tiny cell fragments that help in the blood clotting process.
And then we can use them to understand how these little platelets get activated in response to shear force changes, mechanical environment changes. Our circulatory system, the cardiovascular system, have lots of forces. The cardiac contractility, blood pressure, shear, stress. There are a lot of forces in our body. But these things, to keep your life ongoing, keep the cardiovascular system ongoing, you need these forces, to push the flow, to move it forward.
In the case of our heart, if blood isn't flowing properly, platelets are more likely to form clots. Professor Zhu and his team have studied that process by applying different forces to blood samples.
And this was imaged in real time through the microscope, and we can see that this stenosis device, we can see very dynamic responses in the way blood clots are formed.
He's now assembling an interdisciplinary team here at the University of Sydney, modelled on his own diverse skill set.
I did my first training in the pure mechanics, and my second trainings in the biomechanics, and my third training in pure medical science. And now I'm leading my teams with everything combined.
The group's mission is to develop a point-of-care blood clot test that can detect dangerous changes in blood flow.
That's very useful because this heart attack or stroke oftentimes happens, people got caught by surprise.
Associate Professor Zhu wants the final product to be as accessible as the blood glucose test kits commonly used by those with diabetes, meaning it would be simple enough for people to self-monitor, reducing the need for specialist appointments or hospital visits. He believes that a test like this might have provided his father with enough warning about his risk of heart attack to allow him to seek preventative treatment. Associate Professor Zhu's personal crusade with societal real-world impacts has seen him awarded the John Booker Medal from the Australian Academy of Science.